guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of What's Cooking. Today we are making another stuffed squash, but I've changed the squash a little bit. I am using these cute little sweet dumpling squashes. They're similar to like an acorn squash, but they're just a little different. They're similar though. You can also use a regular acorn squash for this recipe or a delicata squash, whatever you like. It's all gonna work out the same. So we're gonna be making a mushroom and barley stuffed squash tonight. So I have my water and barley on the stove starting to boil. I used half a cup of barley and a cup and a half of water. You can use chicken broth if you like, or beef broth, whatever, totally up to you. And I have prepped my squash. I have my oven preheated to 400. I have cut the squashes in half and de-seeded them. And in this little bowl, I've mixed together 1 tablespoon of melted butter and 1 tablespoon of pure maple syrup, and then just a little salt and pepper. And I am just brushing that onto these 4 halves just to coat it really good. And usually I bake this stuff, oh, there's the barley, gotta turn it down. I usually bake these face down, but because we're putting this really yummy coating on here, we're gonna bake them face up. So those are gonna go in the oven for about 40-ish minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, just until they're tender. And then I'm going to make my filling, the rest of the filling, once this stuff is almost done. I'd say when there's about 15 minutes left. The barley is also gonna go for 30 to 45 minutes. So they're gonna cook at the same time. When there's 15 minutes left, I'll be back to show you guys the rest of the stuffing. So don't forget to subscribe right down below. Push the little subscribe button if you're on YouTube. And don't forget to hit the little bell icon so you get notifications every time I'm posting a new recipe, because you don't want to miss these. And if you guys are watching this on Instagram TV, make sure you head over to my profile and follow me there so you can check out all the recipes. I also have links to the actual recipes, not just the videos. If you look down below, you can get the links to the actual recipes so you guys can try these out for yourselves. All right, I'll see you shortly to show you the rest of the stuffing. All right, so my squash is out of the oven. My barley is draining in the sink, and I have started my sausage over medium heat here. I'm also going to add in 3 stalks of celery that I've chopped up and 8 ounces of mushrooms that I've sliced, and then about a couple of teaspoons of minced garlic and just a little bit of salt and pepper, because the sausage has salt and pepper in it. I've also scored the squash just because I'm going to be taking most of it out of the shell and adding it to the stuffing mixture. So I just scored it to make it a little easier to scoop it out and not mash it, I guess. So I'm gonna cook this down until the sausage is browned. I'm gonna add a couple more seasonings once that's done. Put my barley and my squash in, and then I'll be back to let you know what I did. All right, so I've taken the centers out of my squash and put it in the pan with the barley that was draining in the sink. I also added some poultry seasoning and some dried thyme, and then just mixed all that together. And now I'm just going to scoop it back into the shells and then top it with a little shredded Parmesan cheese. Pop it back in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes till that cheese is melted. And that's it. It's simple as that. And it smells really good with that maple syrup and the butter on the squash. And it really made the bottom of the squash super tender. So if you are gonna score your squash to get the center out, just be careful, because mine did go all the way through in certain spots because it just cooked it so much more at that point. So just be careful when you're doing it and when you're digging the middle out that, you're not going all the way to the edges if you can help it. So I'm gonna finish this up. Thank you guys for joining me, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button at the bottom and the bell icon to get notifications when I'm posting recipes. And again, if you guys are watching this on Instagram, then make sure that you head over to my profile and follow me so you can get all the recipes. And don't forget to click the links so you can actually try some of these recipes at home for your family.